Greetings. I'd like to welcome you to our How to Relate to Anyone program, offered each week online. Each program offers concepts of relationship building that will apply to every area of your life. If you believe that much of your success and happiness in life is based upon developing long-lasting relationships in business, family, and social life, this teaching will give you information that will help you achieve those goals. Through many years of study and research, Dr. Orv Owens has developed relationship concepts that will help you become more effective in relating to anyone. Here is Dr. Orv Owens.
Well, hello. We welcome you to How to Relate to Anyone, anywhere, anytime. In life, we are in the relationship business. I asked a group recently, what line of work are you in? And I heard carpenter, and I heard doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief. What I didn't hear was I'm in the people business. Because you take the people out of the equation, and all of a sudden all those other things don't even count. You have to have a patient, you have to have a client, you have to have a customer. So you're in the people business. I don't care what business you're in the people business. And even if you're in manufacturing and you work on a production line, you're still in the people business because you have a boss to answer to. You have fellow employees you have to relate to in order to have a good working relationship and a good working team. So basically, all of us, any of us, are in the people business. If you want to even bring it down to family relationships and friendships, it's all relationship oriented. This program is focused on how to understand the psychological makeup or the wants, needs, and desires of everybody you meet so you can relate to them based upon what we call their frame of reference. Their frame of reference is all of life's experiences focused on this relationship and what our conversation is right now. From birth until now, you have been developing a value system. And that value system governs what you will do and what you will not do. It governs how much you will do of anything. So there are high values that you'll die for. When a soldier goes into battle and basically lays his life on the line, he's giving of life for his country and for you and I. Moms in the delivery room are giving their life for that unborn child, and actually through 9 months of pregnancy. And dads go to work and moms go to work to earn money to support the family and the children, and that's all giving of life to our family members, giving of life to our customers, our clients, our employers. Life is a giving process. And the more we can give effectively to those we are interacting with, the more productive we will become in every area of our life. So we want to look at 5 different types of people. And this 5 different types of people really are not the types of people, but more their inner motivations and how they're expressed outwardly in personality. And the value of this is, how do you relate to a person who has this kind of value system that's quite different from yours? You see, if I meet you, if I'm going to be effective, I'm going to find out where your values lie, and then I'm going to relate to you based upon your values. I'm going to throw my values out the window. Because if I bring my values into it, I'm going to tell you what I think and what I want and what I need, and you're going to say, boy, this guy's really self-centered. But if I find out what your value system is and relate to you based upon your values, now you're going to feel like you have been accepted by me. It's an act of acceptance of a person right where they are. The people that drive you crazy, the people that you have trouble getting along with, you just haven't given to their values. You're trying to get them to meet up to your value system. And as long as you do that, you're going to miss the mark. You're not going to have good working relationships. You're not going to have good sales relationships. You literally are going to turn people off. The average salesperson closes about 20% of presentations. Why would that be? you would think they'd do a little better than that if they have a product that's of value and people gave them the time to make a presentation. You should close the sale. It's because the salesperson doesn't relate to that person's value system. I had a real estate agent go through this seminar recently, and she came up to me at break and said, "Boy, you were talking about me. I showed this couple 5 homes and they liked them and everything. And finally they bought one of those homes, but they didn't buy it from me. They bought it from another agent. She showed the right houses, the right house in this case, but didn't relate to those people. She was expecting them to relate to her. If you're a salesperson, you have to relate to your client. Managers, you have to relate to your employees. Even the people that you don't like very well, you need to at least understand where they're coming from, where their values are. So we're going to give you insights in that. And later lessons in this course, we spend a full program, full 20 minutes on each of these 5. So I'm going to give you just overviews in this introduction, and hopefully it'll give you enough understanding of the value of the program that you would choose to see all 52 programs. First person we're going to look at, or the first, we're not really, can't label it a person. It's a behavioral pattern, a value system, and that is the fatalist. The fatalist is a person who has a fear of failure. That's their motivation. Everything they do is based upon safety and being safe. Because I don't want to put myself out there and have egg all over my face. I don't want to try and fail because then everybody knows I'm a failure. Now this probably isn't you, but sometimes it's you. I know, even though I don't know you, I know, because we all come up against something and it's not our bailiwick. It's not within our comfort zone. And we say, get somebody else to do that. That's just not me. And what I'm saying is, I'm afraid if I try that, I'm going to make a fool of myself. I'm going to look bad. So get somebody else who doesn't mind making a fool of themselves. Well, maybe not. Get somebody who's comfortable doing that job. We have about 20% of our population have this as a major motivation. You see them out on streets holding signs saying, "I'm really poor." And they don't look at your eyes, they look at the ground, because then you can know they're really downtrodden. And they talk with that kind of a tone in their voice. Maybe a little wiggle, And they want you to feel sorry for them, because if you feel sorry enough for them, you'll give them a $10 bill. If you don't feel sorry for them, you might give them $1. So it's worth looking really sad to at least get $10, maybe even 20. Now, I'm not putting those people down, but I'm explaining what their thought process is that motivates them to go stand on a street corner and hold a sign. My daughter played darts with a guy who has a sign. He lives in a brand new condo, really nice. I don't know what it's worth, but it's very nice. Drives a brand new car. He parks the car 3 blocks away from his position, his spot. And he stands out there in his most ragged clothes, looking very sad and not making eye contact and holding his sign. And he makes over $100,000 a year. This is happening. And to be able to do that and live with yourself, you have to have this fatalistic motivation. It's a give up on life, give up on responsibility, give up on any type of personal development. I'm just going to hang out there and see if people will take care of me. Well, this probably doesn't relate to you, because people who have that as a major motivation don't view programs like this because they don't want to, because it puts responsibility on them. But I'll guarantee you, in the last week, you have passed up on some things you could have taken advantage of or taken responsibility for, and you just didn't want that responsibility. Well, the fatalist doesn't change because they don't want to change. And most people go through an entire lifetime with limitations. I'm not very good at, never was very good at that, I'm weak in that area. Get over it. take some responsibility and conquer the fears. Now we want to talk about you. Well, it's you sometimes. Now maybe not you all the time, but sometimes. We call this one the exasperator motivation. And the exasperator motivation is based upon a fear of loss of position. If I'm a position-oriented guy, I'm going to make sure you know my position in the first 5 minutes that we meet, maybe in the first 30 seconds. I have a friend who shakes hands with me, and when he shakes hands, he squeezes so hard that it just pushes the blood right out of my hand. But he not only squeezes, but then he also rolls over, and once in a while he'll jerk on me like that. Can you see the power of that? Right in the beginning of just in saying hi, he has established his power over me. He can turn my hand and he can jerk on my arm because he's tough. He chews nails and spits rust. Tough guy. You know these kind of people. They're hard-working people. They can do the jobs that nobody else wants to do, and they'll do it right and fast and really good. And you count on them in construction and road construction, all of the heavy equipment stuff. Some salespeople have this motivation. They can sell snowballs to the Eskimos. And nobody can sell like I can sell. That type of bragging. And they turn a lot of people off because what they don't understand is this person is trying to establish a position in your mind. I have my friend Bob. I've known Bob for years, and we're very good friends. People say, how can you spend time with Bob? I mean, he just drives me crazy. Argues all the time, always putting me down, calling me names. I don't need that. I just don't need Bob. Well, I need Bob. Bob is my friend, and I need my friends. Bob is the kind of guy that can do anything. He can wire a home. He can build a home. He can pour concrete. He can overhaul engines. This guy has magic hands. He can just do stuff with his hands that I can't do. And traveling the world as I have over the years, my wife and children are home alone much of the time, and if they had a problem, they could call Bob and he'd fix it. My wife was on the interstate bridge between Portland, Oregon and Vancouver, Washington, crossing the Columbia River, and the car died. I don't know why it died, but it died. And people were honking horns and stacking up, and she called Bob, and he was there in 15 minutes, got the car running, got her off the bridge. That's Bob. The exasperator is the kind of person you can count on to do the hard things, the dirty jobs, but you have to be able to give them recognition right up front. First thing I do in the morning with Bob is say, Bob, I don't know how you do all the stuff you do. You're just amazing to me. Oh, nothing to it, he says. Now he's good all day. He doesn't argue with me all day. Now tomorrow I'll have to do it again because it only lasts 24 hours. But the exasperators need a position, and they'll either take it from you or you can give it to them, and they'll be good as gold the rest of the day because now they've been accepted. The next one is the appraiser. You'll love this one. This is the detail person. They're the one where you say, what a lovely day, 70 degrees, and they'll say, actually it's 71. And they don't talk loud, they kind of talk like this. Actually it's 71. It's supposed to get up to 72 before the day is over. Are you watching to see when it gets up to 72? That's a question I would like to ask, but I don't. They are the perfectionists, the detail people. And the thing that turns them off more than anything else is something that is not absolute. I want perfection. I want details. I want the knowledge. Approximately, neighborhood, right around, turns them off. You have to say, actually, matter of fact, bottom line. And now they think you're telling them the truth. They make great appraisers, great accountants, research scientists. You want a dentist who is an appraiser, so they get it right the first time. I had a dentist drill through my tooth. He was drilling the tooth to fill it and went clear through it. So he had to pull the tooth. I should have charged him for it. Never went back to that dentist. I want a dentist who does it right the first time, because there's no second time. I want a surgeon who's going to do it right the first time. I want an accountant who's going to do it right the first time. I don't need to deal with the IRS or whoever else I would have to deal with. The appraiser is the perfectionist, detail person, and you have to talk in details with them or you turn them off. They cannot relate to approximately. You say, we're going to have a little get together out in the backyard in the next day or two and invite a bunch of friends. When? What time? What day? How long? What do I bring? Have to have all the details. Now don't let that drive you crazy, just give them the details. And if you don't have the details, you can say, I don't have all the details right now, but I'll get back to you on that. Well, that's fine. You're okay with that. And you want this guy as your accountant because he's going to make sure the books are right. Next one is one that you love. It's the friendly person. It's the relator. They are really, really nice. They are so nice. They're so nice, you just don't know how nice they are. They really are nice. And that's the kind of words they use. The relator's fear is rejection or ridicule, and so they go overboard trying to get acceptance and approval and appreciation. How do you like my tie? How do you like my new car? Did you see my new hairdo? Just got it. And people who have this motivation will buy a new car and drive by your house and they won't let you just look at it. You have to get in, you have to look at the engine, look at the trunk, and ride with them a little bit. It's their new car. And you have to say, wow, how lucky are you to have this beautiful car? You're just going to enjoy this. But most people don't. They say, did you really like that color? Oh, yeah. What's wrong with the color? Now their feelings are hurt because you don't like the color of their car. Call them the relators. Friendly, excellent salespeople, excellent managers and supervisors. But you have to give them acceptance on a regular basis. Not just once, not like the exasperator, give them a position first thing in the morning, they're good all day. With a relator, about every 3 hours, you have to come by and say, boy, you're looking good. You're doing well. You are doing great. And as a manager, if you have employees that are relators, you better give them recognition at least every 3 hours or they're going to slough off. They're going to lose their enthusiasm. Might think about another job somewhere else where people will appreciate me. Problem here is I never get appreciated. That's a relator. Well, now we want to talk about you. You, the love-motivated person. This is the person who has conquered these 4 fears and now focuses on productivity. What are we trying to accomplish? And good working relationships. What does it take for us to work together to get this job done on time and in good order? About 5% of our population have this as a high motivation. And so they're kind of rare, but cream rises to the top. People that have this love motivation tend to become leaders in whatever field they're in. People want to follow them. They know how to build people up and know how to relate to the exasperator and the praiser and the fatalist, relate to them all. And in doing that, they become highly productive, and companies pay large money to highly productive people. Productivity is what it's really all about. Now, I'm sure as we've gone through this, you have realized that you have all 5. There's times when you just don't want to take the responsibility for something. It's just, I don't have time. I'm not sure I'm even equipped to do it. I have people behind the camera here who know how to do what they do. I'm not going to try taking their spot because I have no idea how to do all this stuff. And I have people on our team here that have their expertise that they bring to the program. My job is to sit in front of this camera and talk to you. Their job is to make it all be marketable and so on. And you have to be able to relate to anyone, anywhere, anytime if you're going to be highly productive and highly successful in whatever field you're in, or in your family life also, social life. So what we invite you to do is join us. 52 lessons of this type of material that's going to give you insights from a psychological base on how to relate to anyone, no matter how difficult they are to relate to. And I'll guarantee you, this is my guarantee to you, you will have a higher level of productivity in every area of your life once you understand how to best relate to anyone.